Super fun one today, and piggybacking on what we just spoke about last week, but today we're going to be talking about everything that you need to know if you're considering a move to Elk Grove, California. What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Lance, and on this channel we talk about everything Sacramento living and what it's like to move and live in Sacramento and the surrounding areas. So if you're wanting the most up-to-date information of what it's like to live in Sacramento Metro or places like Elk Grove, then go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. We're dropping new videos every Tuesday and Friday on what it's like to live in Sacramento. Now, as much as we love making these videos, we also love helping you with all of your real estate needs. So we do answer every call, every text, and every email. So if you are wanting to move or relocate to Sacramento or any of the surrounding areas, we would love for you to reach out to us so we can help you out. Now, diving right into it, we're gonna look at Elk Grove from a high-level overview. We're gonna talk about some of the details of the city, and then we're gonna dive in or drill down into some of the more detailed information. So things like housing, education, outdoor recreation, employment, shopping, and all fun stuff as it relates to Elk Grove. So Elk Grove is the second largest city in Sacramento County behind Sacramento, and it's been growing like crazy. So it's just over 42 square miles. It's located about 25, maybe 35-minute drive south of Sacramento. It's going to be bordered by the Sacramento River and Interstate 5 on the west side. You're going to have Interstate 99 that's going to run directly through the center of Elk Grove, and then it's going to butt up on the east side. It's going to butt up over to Wilton, over there on the east side of Elk Grove. So some of the cool things about this city is that you're going to have one of the best or highly rated school districts. You're going to have a good, strong employer base. You're going to have tons of natural amenities, outdoor recreation, plus you're going to have awesome dining, and then you're going to have that brand new casino that was just built this past year. That's going to be on the south side of Elk Grove, closer to the 99 side. So drilling down, we're going to go a little bit more macro for Elk Grove. First thing that we're going to jump into is going to be education. Now, this is an important factor for a lot of people who are relocating to a brand new area. Usually people who move to a brand new place and they have no idea about the area, they'll usually use resources like our videos on YouTube to learn more about the city, or they'll also use a resource called greatschools.org. Now, keep in mind, not all school ratings are going to be a fair representation of a neighborhood that you might be considering moving to. So it could be a good starting point, but it's not always going to tell the whole story. So if you have school-age children and you want to make sure that they're going to an awesome public school district though, greatschools.org is a great resource. Now, the awesome thing about Elk Grove Unified School District is that it's one of the largest school districts in the entire state of California. EGUSD is going to consist of 68 schools from total, 43 elementary schools. I think you're going to have 9 middle schools and 9 high schools. You will also have an alternative education school and an adult school. Now, a lot of these schools in Elk Grove Unified School District are going to be some of the highest rated public schools in the entire state of California. 3 of your high schools are going to be rated a 9 out of 10, with the rest being rated 8 out of 10s. The Elk Grove high schools are also going to be known or recognized for their amazing sports programs, especially football and baseball. They're also going to have awesome extracurricular activities, performing arts. They're going to have accelerated courses that are going to include the IB and the AP programs, which are going to allow some of your students to knock out some of their college credits before they even get out of high school, which is awesome. Now, one of the other things that a lot of people don't really think about, but I've had a couple of my past clients tell me that this was an awesome pro, not that we're covering pros, but that the number of schools that Elk Grove has from elementary all the way up to high school, a lot of these times you're going to be within walking distance to some of the assigned neighborhoods or the assigned schools that are assigned to those neighborhoods. So that's always a nice feature. And then if you do have to drive your student to middle school or high school, that drive's still going to be pretty short. So next we're going to be jumping into outdoor rec. Elk Grove is going to be pretty close to the Sacramento River. You're also going to have the American River that's not going to be too far away. This is going to be awesome for hot days, cooling off. You also have the Elk Grove Aquatic Center, which is going to be one of the coolest aquatic centers that I've ever seen. It has like a giant lazy river. It has 2 30-foot tall water slides, which is nice to cool off in the summer. And then it has one of the largest competition pools in the entire region. The other cool thing as far as it relates to outdoor rec is you're going to have all these awesome parks that are going to be sprinkled throughout the city. So you have the Elk Grove Regional Park that has a bunch of beautiful, like these man-made lakes. You saw some of the B-roll of that in our last video. You can do a little bit of bass fishing there. And then there's a couple areas for picnics. They have some waterways, a couple of different islands that are in the middle of it. Has a dog park, it has different sports fields, playgrounds. Then you also have Kloss Park, which is a 22-acre park with a universal playground. They have picnic areas, trails, ball fields, soccer fields, horseshoe pits. So those are all the different, a couple of different fun parks. Elk Grove also has a few golf courses if you're into golf that are located within the city limits. The first golf course is going to be the Valley High Country Club. That one's going to be located right in the middle of Elk Grove on Franklin Boulevard. That course is an 18-hole course, and it's the only 18-hole course that's in Elk Grove. So if you want to play there, you will have to have a membership. So that's kind of the only bummer. If you want to live and stay and play in Elk Grove, you would be required to purchase a membership to play there. I personally haven't played at that course, but from what I've heard from people, it's pretty awesome. Just, I'm not sure if it's also worth the membership if you want to drive somewhere else. There's also Emerald Lakes, which is a 9-hole course. That's going to be closer towards the south side of Elk Grove, right off of Highway 99. And like I said, that's going to be a 9-hole course, and that's going to be your only public course that's going to be within the city limits. Now, if you are okay with a little bit of a drive, you do have an 18-hole course that's a little bit north of Elk Grove in Sacramento off of I-5 called Bartley-Kavanaugh, or you can drive south into Galt and play at the Dry Creek course. I haven't played at Bartley-Kavanaugh, but I have played at Dry Creek, and to be entirely honest, that course was nothing special or anything to write home about. It basically straddles both sides of the freeway. It's super noisy, and in my opinion, the course was not in very good shape that day. Now, the next thing we are going to cover is going to be the employers and the job market in Elk Grove. Now, Elk Grove does have a ton of major or big name employers such as Apple, ADP, AllData. You have different healthcare facilities like Kaiser Permanente or Sutter Health. You also have Groot Industries. You have the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Amazon, and then the new Sky River Casino is also a big major employer down there. Now, as far as shopping goes in Elk Grove, you're going to have all of your traditional stores across the city like Target, Walmart's, Best Buys, Apple stores. You'll have little boutiques and strip malls that are going to be sprinkled throughout the city, but Elk Grove is pretty big and it's pretty massive, and it's kind of spread out over 2 freeways. So as far as your errands and your shopping are going to go, you're most likely going to be needing a car to do all of your daily errands. Nothing's really walkable in this part of town for grocery shopping and other things like that. You do have the Delta Shore Shopping Center located just north in Sacramento, and that's going to be kind of your bigger RC Willey. They have a Sportsman's Warehouse, things like that. So Elk Grove doesn't have its own major shopping mall like, let's say, like the Roseville Galleria or the Arden Fair Mall, but you can drive into Sacramento if you need to get something from one of those like bigger name type department stores like that. Now, the next thing that we're going to jump into is going to be traffic. Now, one of the cool things about Elk Grove, and I think one of the main reasons why a lot of people choose to live here, is because the commuting from this area of town is not that bad. As we said in the beginning of this video, the drive from Elk Grove to downtown Sacramento is probably going to be somewhere between a 25-minute to a 35-minute commute, depending on where you're coming from in Elk Grove to go to Sacramento, or vice versa if you're going from Sacramento to Elk Grove. The other nice thing about this area is that if you still have to go down to the Bay Area, like let's say you're working one of those hybrid remote types jobs, and you have to go down there maybe 1, 2, 3 days a week, the commute time from this area of town to the Bay Area is probably going to be a little bit easier of a drive going south down I-5 and then cutting across 580 into East Bay. Now, one of the things to keep in mind when it comes to traffic within the city of Elk Grove is Elk Grove is a very large city, spans across 2 freeways. So if you have to go from one side of Elk Grove, like the west side of Elk Grove, to the east side, it could still take you anywhere between 20 to 35 minutes just to make it all the way across town. You're dealing with a lot of things like, stoplights, stop signs, all the like normal kind of suburban traffic within a town type thing. So, plan for, a little bit longer to make it across town. Now, before we get into our last 2 topics, if you have any questions about Elk Grove, go ahead, drop them in the comments below. We love when you ask us questions. We love responding, so that way we can answer any questions that you have about Elk Grove. So next up, what we're going to talk about is climate. We've talked about climate for the greater Sacramento area in a majority of some of our other videos, like Sacramento pros and cons, Roseville pros and cons, Folsom, or any of the other areas in Sacramento. But climate here is going to be pretty much similar in Elk Grove to any of these other areas that we talked about. we're gonna have 4 traditional seasons. We're gonna have pretty hot summers, pretty rainy winters, and you're gonna have beautiful spring and falls. So in the summertime, we can get anywhere from 30 to 40 days of 100+ degree temperature days, but a majority of the time, they're gonna probably be low to mid 90s, maybe some high 90s. In the wintertime, it's pretty much gonna be rainy and wet. It does get cold, but usually those two don't really line up. So it doesn't snow here. You don't have to worry about any kind of snow or planning for, 4-wheel drive vehicles or any of that stuff because of where we're located in the valley. We're, a pretty low elevation, but this past year we did have one of the rainiest and wettest winters than we've had in the prior 5 to 6 years. Now, one of the things that I love about the Sacramento area or the Elk Grove area in specific is gonna be our spring and our fall seasons, which are gonna be absolutely beautiful. It's gonna be somewhere between like low 70s to maybe like low 80s weather. Trees are gonna be super green in the springtime. They're gonna start to turn awesome colors in the fall time, but the weather is just absolutely perfect when it comes to those. Now, the last thing that we're gonna talk about of things that you need to know before moving to Elk Grove is going to be the housing. All the different types of housing that Elk Grove has to offer. So the cool thing about Elk Grove is that Elk Grove has a little bit of something for everybody. And what I mean by that is that it has everything from entry-level houses. For those first-time home buyers, you're gonna have some ranch rural properties that are gonna be kind of out towards the east side. You're gonna have new construction homes. You'll have established neighborhoods. You'll have homes that back up to like these awesome man-made lakes. You'll have all these different types of properties that range from all these different types of price points, which makes it awesome for people who are relocating to a new area that wants a little bit of something. So one of the biggest things, since Elk Grove has a ton of undeveloped land, especially kind of towards the south side of Elk Grove, is you're gonna see a lot of new builds and a lot of new construction. A lot of them are going to be located in that south side area, maybe a little bit closer to the 99 side, but you're going to have a lot of different builders like Lennar, Richmond American, KB Homes, Taylor Morrison, Tim Lewis, and a lot of these homes are going to be good opportunities for people to get a brand new development in an awesome city. So these homes are going to range anywhere from like 1,800 square feet all the way up to about 3,000 square feet, with some of these price points starting kind of in those low to mid 500s. Now, towards the east side of Elk Grove, like I said, you're gonna have some of those more ranch rural properties. Those are gonna be on bigger lots ranging anywhere from like a 1/4 acre to maybe a couple of acres, which is gonna be awesome. And then you'll have some of your more like traditional established neighborhoods or traditional kind of like tract housing. One of our favorite neighborhoods, we just did a vlog on this last week. It's gonna be that Laguna West neighborhood. If you want, you can check out that video right here. But these homes are awesome. They back up to these beautiful like man-made lakes. Just super cool environment. You can kind of sit on your dock in the back and you can kind of just watch the sunset. But all in all, Elk Grove is gonna have a little bit of something for everybody as it relates to housing. So you're gonna have a bunch of different neighborhoods. There are a ton of different price points. They're gonna be, a wider variety of options that you can choose from if you're considering Elk Grove. But you'll have everything from like the entry-level homes all the way up to the higher end, luxury kind of style homes as well too. So, if you think that Elk Grove would be a town that you want to explore more, go ahead, reach out to us, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us that email. We can hop on a Zoom call, phone call, get to know what your situation is and what you're looking for exactly. We can also help you decide if Elk Grove is going to be the best place for you, or maybe there's one of these other places that we've done a video on that might be a better fit. So just know that we have your back when it comes to moving to Sacramento. Go ahead, click one of these videos, continue to learn more about what it's like to live in the greater Sacramento area.